The last 9 years, my organization, Wings for Warriors, has served over 5,000 combat wounded veterans, disabled as well, with benefits counseling, and we've also helped secure flights and travel assistance for not only the warriors themselves, but also their families so that they can visit their healing heroes across the United States during their recovery. As a result of 8 hard years of being the founder and CEO of an organization, a lot of nonprofit leaders will relate to this, is that I got burnt out. I was wearing too many hats, and I was hearing veterans' horror stories day in and day out, Monday through Friday, for 8 years solid. And when you're hearing about the travesty and the trials and tribulations of the wounded community, it's painful to hear on a day in and day out basis. And the reason why I started this organization mainly was to help them. I just wanted to help the community that I am a part of. So in order to do all of that, we decided to turn Wings for Warriors into an actual foundation where we're no longer offering direct services. So benefits counseling, travel assistance, we're no longer doing those services and programs, but now we're finding, funding, and fueling 4 organizations within a 2-year period as our beneficiaries, taking them under our wing, so to speak, pun fully intended. It's been a blessing to have served the wounded community, but now I'm really looking forward and hopeful to making an even bigger impact as a foundation where we're able to help not just 1, 2, but 3 and 4 organizations that are under our wings so that we can really make the impact that our communities deserve.
Founded in 2011, Jenny and Evan Owens recognized that there was a gap in spiritual and soul care happening for veterans and first responders. Established in their living room with the mission to help people overcome trauma through faith-based courses, training, and online tools, Reboot Recovery has created a spark around the world. 10,000 individuals helped later. Reboot Recovery now has hundreds of course locations. What they've seen is people who are hurting, and they haven't just helped them heal, but helped them turn into leaders that can then carry it forward and help others. They go by the saying, you live through it and you learn from it, and then you're ready to lead others out of it. That's a motto that they've used for a long time, and something they've seen firsthand happen to the people who they've helped, people who thought they were broken. They began realizing that they were just wounded, and that wounds can heal. They're going to continue to expand their locations and grow their services, helping people that are not just veterans and first responders, but also spouses, caregivers, friends, and family that have trauma and the need to overcome, the need to heal from it. Reboot Recovery has figured out a model that can help them heal.
I was inspired by my son, Mark Allen Lee, who was the first Navy SEAL killed in Iraq, August 2nd, 2006. And he wrote an amazing letter about 2.5 weeks before he was killed. And that letter has not only inspired me to start America's Mighty Warriors, but inspired millions and millions of people around the world. I never woke up one day and said, I think I'll start a foundation because of Mark's letter, because of circumstances where God prompted me, started that. But I knew that we'd have some impact, but to see the major impact that we're making around the world in such a crazy way. And I tell people, Mark may have physically left this earth, but he's still changing lives in such a crazy way. And to see that he's still saving lives as he did on his final actions on August 2nd, 2006, when he stood out in the direct line of fire 3 times to save his teammates. He's still saving lives today. And I do know where that young man is. He was redeployed to heaven. I will see him again one day. But until then, it's an honor to be able to carry on in Mark's memory and for all those who pay the price for the freedoms we enjoy every day. It has changed my life in a crazy way to be able to meet so many of our veterans and hear their stories firsthand. I feel like I've adopted or inherited a lot of kids around the world. When Mark died, just before he died, he tried to explain the brotherhood thing to me. And I'd be like, yeah, I get it. You're close to these guys. You trained hard with them. You've gone into combat with them. But seriously, as close as your brother you grew up with for 28 years? And he goes, yeah, Mom, that close. And I would joke and say, well, let me remind you, I did not birth them, so they really can't be your brothers. And just kind of left it at that. And the week he died, we had 5 of them in our home. And the light bulb went on for me. I realized that they loved Mark just as much as we did, and they were hurting just as much as we were. And I really did recognize those were his brothers. And I was very protective of that. They called me Mama Lee. That started the first week after Mark died. I was very protective of that name. Only Mark's teammates, his Charlie platoon brothers, or his swim buddy could call me Mama Lee. And I figured that was as deep as that brotherhood went. But I realized that as the years went through and people wanted to call me Mama Lee, who were not part of Mark's Charlie platoon, that I realized that was a term of endearment, and that was something that was important for them to have that relationship. And that it was also out of respect and love and that bond that had grown between me. And so I've got a pretty big family around the world right now, and that's my gift, my blessing as I work with these veterans and help them to see the healing that takes place, to see the lives that are changed, to see the children, the grandchildren of these veterans who are impacted because of what we're doing. Man, it's so rewarding, and it's my honor and blessing to be able to do this. We are so excited to be one of the recipients for Wings for Warriors for their fundraising efforts. And I know there were several charities that they looked at and vetted, and we're really honored to be able to be working with them this year and the great things they're doing. So we're excited to see just the beginning of the relationship with them and what we can continue to do together to change our troops, veterans, and Gold Star families' lives for a long time. So we're very excited about that partnership.
Heroes and Horses was a dream of mine back in the mid-'80s. I saw the benefit of how the horses and the veterans and first responders responded to the equine, and also because my father was an untreated PTSD veteran from the World War II and Korean era. And he never did get help. And so this was a way for me to try to help others. In general, well, actually more specific, we work with the Northern Arizona Veterans Administration. We work with their domiciliary. They bring their clients out from the domiciliary out. We have 5-week programs with the veterans from there. We also work in the Prescott area with the diversion program for veterans and probation. And they come out, and their experiences with the horses and making connection with each other has impacted not only them, but if you're helping a veteran, you're also helping their family. And the reverse is also true. If you're helping a veteran's family, you're also helping the veteran. Our mission, we have one mission, and we stay true to it. And that is to provide safe, emotionally safe, and physically safe environments where healing can occur. And our tagline is humans healing with the help of horses.
Hi, I'm Sarah Lee, Army combat veteran, founder and executive director of Waypoint Vets. We're a 501c3 with the mission of uniting and empowering veterans through activities and adventure. Our adventures combine mental and physical intensity with the stillness and beauty of nature. We facilitate opportunities of camaraderie and healing for military veterans all over America at no cost to them. The heartbeat of Waypoint Vets' mission is to honor our fallen by living and by taking back our health and happiness together. In 2016, I believe I hit a bit of a rock bottom of sorts, and I purchased a bicycle on a whim and decided I was going to cycle across the heart of this country. I ended up starting on the East Coast and cycling 4,010 miles to the West Coast with every landscape imaginable, every type of person imaginable. And I just submerging myself in such an intimate and slow moving and unassuming way. I feel like I got this healing out of that I wasn't expecting. I think part of my struggle and a lot of my issues, were founded in guilt. We didn't come home with everybody from my deployment to Iraq in 2004. And I knew in my heart that I was not living a life that was honoring the sacrifice of my friends. A huge part of why I started Waypoint Vets was to introduce veterans to the option of disconnecting with their day-to-day, disconnecting with technology, and reconnecting with themselves and each other, and also in beautiful places that some vets might not be aware that exist in this country. And I wanted to introduce veterans to the notion that they are still mentally and physically capable of great things, They're deserving of great things, and just introducing them to new parts of America that maybe they didn't know were available to them. Founding and running Waypoint Vets has saved my life. After I finished my cycling journey, people ask me, what are you most afraid of? And honestly, it was finishing my cycling journey. Like, what next? Is this another vicious cycle? What next? And discovering that healing on the road, and then giving out of what I gained by making this program has meant everything. It's meant everything. And the support and kindness I've experienced while building it has been overwhelming. It's a game changer, it's life altering. And there are individuals and groups such as Wings for Warriors Foundation, our sponsors, our supporters, who are actively looking for a way to better this world, for ways to be helpful. And it's so refreshing and meaningful to discover this network of generosity and kindness and warmth that exists right here in America. We are not as divided as we think, not even close. There's good people everywhere. And it took submerging myself completely in this country in such an intimate and slow-moving way to discover this truth. And it is a truth.
I believe there's over 50,000 veteran organizations that are supporting America's heroes. And in order to screen and vet through all of that noise, it took a good 6-7 months for the Wings for Warriors Foundation to find out what organizations we were going to want to support. The previous mission at Wings for Warriors was accomplished, and that mission was to help veterans secure their healthcare, financial, and legal benefits, as well as travel assistance for their families so that they can visit their healing heroes during their recovery. After 5,000 veterans served, we felt as an organization that we needed to change our mission, and that mission was no longer something that the veteran community was in need of. Just like in combat, right? When you're given orders and hey, you're instructed to go fulfill a mission, attaboy, pat on the back, and then you're on to the, hey, what's next? Let's go fulfill another mission. Our mission at Wings for Warriors Foundation is to support the holistic needs of veterans, first responders, and their families with transformational growth, well-being, and spiritual fitness. Over the last 10 years, I've seen some amazing wounded warriors specifically adapt and overcome. Just like we're trained in the military, embrace the suck, adapt, overcome, re-engage. And I feel that the veterans that develop that mindset, that keep that mindset, and they bring that same mindset into the civilian sector, they adapt very well to a new society that they left and came back to. I get so much joy and gratification over the last 10 years of helping others without asking for much back. And one of the main components of our mission statement that's critical and crucial for me personally is the spiritual component. So spiritual fitness, why did we add that in our new mission? It's because a lot of veterans and first responders might be lacking a spiritual outlet. They can come to Wings for Warriors Foundation open arms, comfortably and confidently, knowing that we're going to help them find and discover what that spiritual need that they're looking for might be. Mine as a Christian, when I stepped on that bomb in Afghanistan and lost my leg, lost 19 Marines, an interpreter, and a corpsman, came back home and lost an additional 30 members of our battalion to suicide, that's a big deal. And it's still a big deal in our community. They say 22 a day, it's probably more, sometimes it's less, but it's still enough to let others like yourself watching this know that it is a big deal, and that these 50,000 organizations that are serving the veteran and first responder community, they are on a mission just like we are. And for me personally, as the founder of Wings for Warriors Foundation, sure, I got a lot of love, joy, and gratification out of helping other wounded warriors like myself over the years. But by doing so, there was so much healing that happened to me personally. And a big portion of my healing was when I just gave it all to God. And I surrendered, and I was allowing Him to take control over my life, my relationships, my success, my muck. All that dark, heavy weight that I brought home from Afghanistan, it stayed on my shoulders for a good number of years. It wasn't until I literally gave that to God and regained a relationship with Jesus Christ that I was able to discover true healing. And I want other veterans, first responders, and their family members to experience that same type of healing. Now, it might not be Christianity for them personally. Maybe they're just looking to meditate. Maybe they're looking for yoga. Maybe they're looking to go outdoors in nature. The 4 organizations, the 4 beneficiaries that Wings for Warriors is currently supporting, they have some spiritual like-minded missions as well. So for example, Reboot Recovery, they're a Christian faith-based trauma recovery program. Heroes and Horses, you're outdoors in nature with horses that can speak to you on levels of emotional intelligence that we as humans just can't understand, but they can understand us, and it's amazing to witness. You've also got America's Mighty Warriors. They're doing some amazing counseling efforts. They're also doing hyperbaric oxygen treatment for the veterans that come to them asking for help. And then you've got Waypoint Vets. They're going on these nature-based hikes outdoors in camaraderie with brethren, right? Brothers and sisters that serve together and that are still serving together through the means of Waypoint Vets' mission. So there's so many spiritual components to what we're all doing. And yeah, we're looking forward to filling that void for a lot of veterans and first responders to come. I just wanted to take a moment to thank everyone that's watching this today. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your generosity. And if you'd like to support these organizations and support Wings for Warriors Foundation, please visit our website at wingsforwarriors.org, where you can make a generous charitable contribution. Thank you and God bless.